get in, but we got to move to Kansas City pretty quickly. So, I like the plan we had last year on Thursday. I thought it worked really well. I like the execution that we had on Thursday when we went to Dallas, and those results worked out just fine. So we'll probably stick to that plan similar. But one of the biggest things about this week is recovery. Is getting guys to recover and go out and play fast and physical, and how you handle that. And we always struggle with doing too much and not doing enough. And same thing with the X's and O's. Sometimes you can do too much there and not enough. So that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. We're working to get that balanced out as best we can and go out and play a football game. Any questions?
What does it mean to get 10 wins for this franchise? You haven't done it since 2009. I think you said you talked to the team about what happened yesterday. I'm guessing a big moment for you personally and for the team.
I'll be honest with you, not really, because 10 wins is not the magic number. We're not in the playoffs yet. When we get this organization back into the playoffs, competing for a world championship, then that would mean something to me.
Last night on third down, the last third down you guys have, what kind of happens there?
What?
With the Phillip taking it to the right on that run?
Yeah.
What happened there?
We ran a play. Phillip read the backside in, and he pulled it.
So that was a design read option?
Yeah.
And I guess, what did you think in that situation?
That nobody in that stadium would believe Phillip Rivers is going to keep the football.
Is that something, you'd like to see again, or?
Well, it just depends, If they're going to play it aggressively from the backside like that, then, we may take that chance again.
Did it concern you to put it out there at all on the run?
Well, I think he's smart enough to get down, and not take a hit. Yeah. It's about the same. It's about the same.
Anthony, is that one of those plays that just stay in bounds and run the clock as much as possible?
Oh, absolutely. And I thought he did a good job of that. He could have very easily ran out of bounds, but, he got down just in time, kept the clock ticking, made a big difference.
If you get some encouraging news, I guess, on Austin today, are you optimistic about his availability?
He's a tough kid, and he's been working through these things for a while, and if he can play, he'll play. But right now, I really don't know.
Melvin Gordon, where does he stand sort of today and in the next couple of days?
He's getting better, I can tell you that. He's getting a lot better, but we probably won't have a full speed practice this week, so he's going to do some things on the side, and we'll see how it goes.
Anthony, how much does that concern you that you won't have a full speed practice in terms of evaluating if Melvin's ready or not?
It is a little bit of a concern, to be honest with you, but he can make those same cuts that he would make in practice on the side, and so we'll just evaluate that and see how he looks.
In terms of game planning, is this week easier maybe compared to Dallas because it's a division opponent and there's that familiarity?
Yeah, we are familiar with this group, but they do so many things that it's never easy going up against Kansas City. So we have a lot to prepare for, and like I said, it's going to be more of a mental week, and so. We got to find ways to get that done.
Anthony, for you from year one to year two, I guess for coaching for you personally, what have you kind of improved on? What did you learn from year one to year two?
Man, I've answered that question earlier. We don't have time, okay? There's a whole lot of things that, I've learned from my first year, but just more comfortable in my skin, understanding my personnel, my coaching staff. We had a lot of continuity this year. A lot of guys came back, the staff and players. Not moving. Everything. It's night and day this year from last year, in my opinion.
How much of that familiarity with Kansas City goes back to the September game, and how much of it is what's happened since? Do you go back?
Yeah, we go back. We go back September. We even go back last year in 2017 when we lost those guys twice. They're doing a lot of the same things. They're just really good at executing it.
They're doing a lot of the same things, but how different is that team the past two games now without Kareem Hunt?
Kareem Hunt, he was leading rusher in the National Football League last year. He's a good football player, but they have other good football players, and they've never depended on one guy. They have a plethora of weapons, so we still have plenty to prepare for.
Anthony, with Melvin and Austin both dealing with injuries, how do you feel about the depth at that position, and do you feel like Justin and Detrez, if neither one of those guys can play, can give you what you need offensively?
They're going to have to, but this is a game that we need, and no matter who we put on the field, we expect them to execute and be ready to play.
What were the biggest teaching points that you pulled out of yesterday's game going into this week?
what was the biggest teaching points last night's game? I mean, there were a lot of good teaching points come out of that game, but there were some negatives. It was just some execution issues. Going 3 and out, not extending drives, and defensively, and some things they did in stopping the run. But we knew that was going to be hard because their quarterback is very mobile and could run. And anytime a defense got to play 11 on 11, they have to play very disciplined football. And we didn't do that all the time. But we made the stops when we needed to. That was most important. We played good complementary football last night, all 3 phases. I thought the special teams really stepped up last night. So we got the win. And I know that was a dangerous game. I know some of you guys looked at me like, that half the team is hurt. Well, that team was playing for playoffs last night. They lose that game, they're out of the playoffs. They win out, they got a chance. Okay? And then us coming off a Pittsburgh game and getting ready for a Kansas City game, I just thought that was a little dangerous. And so I was proud of the way we went in and executed that team longer and won the game.
Anthony, you didn't have Joey the first time you faced the Chiefs and Mahomes. Now you do. How does he help in terms of the pass rush and what you guys can do?
At pass rush, but also in the run defense. Joyce, he's our big end. He can set the edge, get off the blocks, and make plays. But the pass rush is going to be critical. We got to get to this young man because he can hurt you.
And then how has he played since he's returning? What are your thoughts on how he's done?
I think he's gotten better every week. He didn't come back and pick up where he left off, but you can see him getting better.
Yesterday, Desmond brought out the ball on one of the kickoffs from the end zone. Did you just leave that to him? Is that kind of his call and what he sees?
Which one are you talking about? At the end of the half?
Was it at the end of the half? Which?
Because we want him to bring it out at the end of the half because if we don't get good field position, you're probably going to be backed up and take a kneel or something like that. But we wanted to see if we could break one, and I think he got it out far enough for us to complete a couple passes, and we ended up kicking.
Anthony, the replay benefited you yesterday on the overturn.
Touchdown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of that rule extension now where basically a dive equals a slide for quarterbacks?
Well, we're trying to protect our quarterbacks, so when they give themselves up like that, when I need touch, that's where the ball's down.
Did it look like he gave himself up from your perspective?
Yeah, absolutely, from my perspective.
And then just the replay that went against you, did it look like Keenan's knee was down before the foot went out of bounds, or on
The only replay that went against me was Mike Williams' catch, right?
Mike Williams, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
under assumption.
No, we thought he caught the ball. Mike was very confident that he caught the ball, but I guess it wasn't enough to overturn it.
Anthony, did you guys talk about that losing streak to the Chiefs, or was it kind of a new game on Thursday for you guys?
We can't do anything about the last 3 that we lost to the Chiefs, so we can do something about this one, though.
All right, thanks, guys.
Okay?